companies are some of the most valuable entities in the world, and with good reason. They're raking in huge profits, but those profits are only expected to grow. After all, in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic and with technology embedded in almost every aspect of many of our day-to-day lives, what's a better bet than that technology and related areas keep growing? The 10 biggest companies are all looking to the future, investing in everything from artificial intelligence to biometric sales systems and cashier-free stores. But of course, at this level, value lies in the perception of shareholders. In 2021, these are the companies that the market believes hold value in their present and have big futures. Samsung. South Korean giant Samsung started out as a noodle and dried fish company in the 1930s, but its evolution over the decades has brought it to the heart of the technically advanced country's innovation as a global giant. Valued at just a fraction under $500 billion today, Samsung produces a wide range of consumer electronics you're probably already familiar with, from phones to TVs. What's less well known is they also produce cars, work in construction, work on military projects, and make ships and clothing. Samsung had a turnover of over $211 billion in 2020, with over 15% of that profit. Their highest ever earnings came in the third quarter of the year, right in the heart of a global pandemic. Tesla. Elon Musk's ambitious tech company is named after the cutting-edge engineer Nikola Tesla and works mainly in the fast-growing electric vehicles area, where they are currently the market leaders. With a $31 billion turnover in 2020, Tesla's value stems largely from investors' anticipation of massive growth in that market. The company is currently valued at $574 billion. As well as the cars, Tesla is heavily involved in a heap of groundbreaking side projects, which seem to be the driving force behind much of what Musk does. These range from self-driving cars to solar glass, as well as a huge focus on battery range and life in vehicles. Of course, outside his Tesla role, Musk is also working on some truly breathtaking technological concepts, from the Hyperloop transport plan to SpaceX. TSMC. Despite their lofty stock market value of $587 billion, Taiwanese company TSMC are definitely one of the lesser-known tech entities to make this list. The multinational's main focus is on semiconductors, a serious industry with products used in all kinds of technology, from mobile phones to fridges. TSMC is heavily involved with Apple, and the launch of the iPhone 12 helped to push their value in 2020 with a turnover of $12.6 billion, soaring in the last quarter with the launch of the phone, as well as nearly doubling TSMC's market cap value in the course of a year. The company's new N7 Plus technology improves semiconductor efficiency, offering more transistors in a smaller space, as well as a 10% reduction in the use of power. They plan to invest an extra $10 billion on chip production from 2020. Alibaba. With a market capitalization value of $645 billion, the ginormous Chinese e-commerce company Alibaba has only been around for a touch over 20 years, but takes advantage of China's strong manufacturing base and export market to create a platform for consumers and businesses to shop, controlling 56% of China's e-commerce market in 2020. As well as its famed shopping network, Alibaba also works in other areas and faced controversy in late 2020 when it was discovered its facial recognition software was being used to identify minority Uyghur people in China. There are huge positive concepts too, like the world's largest platform for reducing individual carbon emissions, Ant Platform. The company also provides entertainment, financial, and cloud computing technology. In China, it owns supermarkets that offer half-hour delivery and the chance to have your food cooked for you to eat in the food court. Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg's monstrous social media platform, which has roughly 2.8 billion monthly active users, is worth $753 billion according to the markets. For many years, the platform left less informed users wondering where their profit came from. The answer, of course, was advertising. In fact, Facebook has seen an increased demand for its advertising as a result of the coronavirus outbreak and has made itself a valuable platform for advertisers due to its ability to specifically target people with certain likes, dislikes, or beliefs. Of course, this has had controversial impacts too, in areas like fake news scandals and election targeting, and raised significant privacy concerns for some users. The company also owns Instagram and WhatsApp and dabbles in areas like solar-powered drones, emotion recognition, and other areas of virtual reality software. Tencent. Valued at $856 billion, making it the most valuable non-American software company in 2021, Chinese entity Tencent is essentially a massive holding company. The Shanghai-based conglomerate owns QQ, a massive social media app in China, as well as dabbling heavily in games, where it has stakes in the likes of Fortnite, Call of Duty, and PUBG, the latter being the world's largest mobile game by revenue, earning $232 million in March 2020 alone as the COVID-19 pandemic saw people turn to gaming. Tencent also has a host of major music deals, acting as a distributor for Sony, Warner and Universal to various degrees in the Chinese market. Their other recent work takes in VR headsets and the sourcing of protective masks during the pandemic, though their chat app WeChat has been at the center of censorship controversy in recent years. Alphabet. Google's parent company Alphabet, created through a restructuring process in 2015, is worth over a monstrous $1.4 trillion. Its primary asset, naturally, is the world's largest search engine. A huge volume of advertising income is generated through its use, both directly and through on-site advertising using systems like Google Ads. Google is so embedded in internet culture it's difficult to avoid their services, which take in Gmail, Google Maps, Google Drive, Google Home, Android and the Chrome operating system, amongst hundreds more. Being so influential, of course, the company is also not without its controversies, many of which revolve around privacy and alleged abuse of its dominant position. Alphabet's other assets take in an array of areas, from Verily, a health service, to X for advanced technological efforts, and Wing, which focuses on drone delivery. Amazon. The undisputed modern-day kings of internet commerce in America and much of Europe, $1.5 trillion company Amazon had a revenue in 2020 of over $386 billion, making their turnover alone over 3/4 of the capital value of Samsung, the 10th entry on this list. Their market share of e-commerce is around 30% in both the US and the UK. Jeff Bezos' company faced outbreaks in its factories during the coronavirus outbreak, prompting protests, but nevertheless made huge profits as consumers opted to shop from home. Alleged tax avoidance and a demanding work culture have also been issues for the company. As well as being able to sell you nearly anything at a pace, Amazon is expanding into a wide range of technical areas, including opening cashless stores, biometric payment options, and using artificial intelligence to create home robots. Bezos' move away from Amazon may prove their biggest future challenge. Microsoft. Valued at $1.75 trillion, Microsoft remains something of a go-to company for a lot of areas of computing, with Microsoft software, from the Office package to Internet Explorer, at the heart of their respective markets, while products like the Xbox and Microsoft Surface computers show their diversity. Globally speaking, Microsoft operating systems are still the dominant force in PCs, if not in more mobile computing, with the company generating $143 billion in turnover in the year to June 2020. The company's current areas of research are broad, including virtual desktop cloud PC-style services and a lot of other areas focused on flexibility. Windows 10X is likely to be the next big launch, due this spring. Apple. Having established itself as a huge prestige technology brand in every area from phones and tablets to smart TVs and home computers, Apple is the only tech brand the market currently valued at over $2 trillion, $2.04 trillion to be precise. From the iconic iPhone series, the latest of which, the iPhone 12, was launched in October, to those instantly recognizable computers, Apple seems to have the luxury market pegged. The Apple supply chain is brilliant at product hype, and while the iPhone 12 was the big one in recent years, the Apple Car, foldable iPhone and smart glasses are all thought to be somewhere in the pipeline. Developments on the Mac, MacBook Air, iPad and Apple TV products are also expected in the nearer future, while they're moving away from Intel to work on the development of their own chips too. With such a high-end brand reputation, it'd be brave to back against them. So, are tech companies still a good investment? Are they worth the high-value prices that shareholders put on them, or would you rather place your cash elsewhere? Tell us in the comments.